Hey, yo, my friend, happy Sunday. We are just about to pack up our bike and go on a ride. And this is actually the first time in pretty much a year now that we ride together on our Iron 883. So we have to transform the seat situation. Hold on, where did we put it? Oh yeah, here we go. So we have the second passenger seat. And then next to Munchkin number 1, we have the sissy bar with a backrest, which is just so much more comfortable for the passenger. And then we're just like setting everything up and off we go. So while I let Lona out for our last pee before we leave, Andy installed the passenger seat on it. Our passenger foot pegs are already pre-installed as well. And now it's just a matter of like installing the sissy bar on there. I'm so excited. Okay, some people are golfing and some are riding. That's the Okanagan for you. Like I said earlier, that's like the first time in pretty much a year that we're together on our Iron. It feels so good. The reason why we weren't riding together, especially during the summer of last year, is when we moved from Ontario to British Columbia, they didn't really recognize our driver license that we did so far in Ontario. So we had to redo that. And because of COVID, we were not able to complete our motorcycle road test. And the road test was basically just allowing us to ride together on the same bike. So basically take a passenger with you. We did the knowledge test super quick, no problem. We could ride if we would have a supervisor with us, which means someone who actually already has a full motorcycle license. And then we were able to do the skills test, which is basically helping on a parking lot, just 2 weeks after that, which then triggered us so we could, or like allowed us to go on the street by ourselves, but we were not able to ride during the night or basically after sunset. And we were also not allowed to take anybody with us. And the road test usually we could have done just 2 weeks after that, but because at the time, which was basically May and June last year, we were not able to do the road test just out of the simple reason that 2 supervisors, or like 1 driver and 1 test examiner, 1 examiner needed to sit in the same car, which back then was not possible. We then would have had a chance to do our road test in December, but like how are you supposed to do a road test in December in Canada? Not happening. So as soon as the first tests were opening up in 2021, we jumped on it. I think we booked it in March or such. I could be wrong. Honestly, the days are just blending in. And then we basically booked the first test or road test we could possibly do, which was the beginning of May. And both Andy and I passed during our first exam, so yay to us! So this weekend is our first weekend after the road test, which means we of course needed to take the chance to ride together. So what we're going to do is we're going to East Kelowna right now, checking out a couple of wineries, not necessarily, well, one actually specifically, Camelot Winery. They are amazing, their wines are phenomenal. It's a very small winery here in town, but during Easter we actually went there for a wine tasting and got a coupon, so we are saving I think about 10% on our next purchase. And because usually with a car you wouldn't really go so far just to pick up a bottle of wine, or maybe 2. But with a motorcycle, the journey is your destination kind of thing. Such a beautiful day. Look at the skies. Like, look at this and then tell me that you don't want to live here. I'm pretty much sure I'm never going to be sick and tired of this view. I mean, how could you? perfect opportunity to chat about how it is like to sit on the back of a motorcycle, to ride with someone, or like, it doesn't matter if it's your first time on a motorcycle, your thousandth times, or like whatever, because every single bike is so different, every single setup is so different, and every rider is so different. So in our case, if you're absolutely new here to my channel, it's a Iron 883 that we are riding right now. The gentleman in front of me here is Andy, and my name is Corinna. So what we did when we initially bought our Iron, we bought the passenger seat, the passenger foot bags, and the sissy bar, which is basically also my backrest here right now, at the same time. So our dear friends at Rocky's Harley Davidson, London, Ontario, already installed them for us. And no matter what bike you're riding, for the passenger it is so freaking comfortable to have a backrest, because then you don't have to cling to your rider in front of you, right? Like even if you're going a little bit fast, when you're going around the curves, like between you having your feet on your foot pegs there and the backrest against the backrest, you're sitting on it so comfortable. You don't have to worry about sliding off, falling off, or like getting just tired of the same sitting position, because you can rearrange yourself on the bike. With the backrest also, you are automatically following your bike, or his bike, or my bike, or whoever you're riding with, which means if the bike is leaning, you're kind of automatically leaning with it, which is definitely wanted when you're on the back of a bike, because you want to make it as easy as possible on the rider. So it wouldn't help if you changed the center of gravity. Oh gosh, that was a bump. So it definitely doesn't help the rider if you changed your center of gravity, or the bike center, basically with leaning into the opposite direction. This also down here is actually a little dirt track for kids. So no matter if it's on pedal bikes or motorbikes, they can experience what it is to be on two wheels in any kind of shape or form. Getting started early, right? Oh, look at this good boy. Oh my gosh, on his harness it said potato. With all these little twisties here right now, it is actually very helpful, or in curves in general, to press your thighs together a little bit. So you're getting secured to your rider just a little bit more. The rider knows you're there, you're focused, you know that a curve is coming. And it just stabilizes you, the rider, and the motorcycle. No matter if you have a passenger with you or not, in curves like that, you just so freaking... Woo! There we scrapped the metal. I think that was the first time we ever did that. So yeah, coming back to the topic there, no matter if it's your first time even taking someone with you on the back or not, be aware that the bike is handling different as if you would ride alone. Oh, and there it is, Camelot. Don't run over the dog. Yeah. Thank you. Cheers.
Very medium bodied and lighter on the tannins. You can age this one to 5 years if you wanted to get it more full bodied, deeper tannins, but
it won't last, Ella.
Who has the patience for this? I don't either. So it is meant to be drunk as is, but you can age it if you want. So.
Okay, now we can say it again. How was it for the first time with me on the back again?
Lovely.
You had to say it now. The first response was definitely different, but then I hadn't had the camera running, so you got away with it. So time to pack up and go back home or ride around a little bit more. You good? freaking fun. No, but seriously, just enjoy it. Ride carefully, responsibly, and enjoy life. Life is way too short as is. And if you like it, don't hesitate to buy a bike by your own. I know, I keep repeating myself, but I mean, life is so short indeed. Like, especially now with the pandemic, who knows what's happening, so might as well enjoy it as we can, or at least as much as we can. So how is it to ride on the back of a motorcycle? It is amazing. It's still more fun to ride yourself, but if you're just getting into it, or if you're interested in just get the feeling of it, or are not or are just not comfortable enough yet to do a license yourself or ride yourself, well, that's a perfect way to start. Get the feel for it. And then if you're like me, you're just getting hooked on riding yourself. Beautiful. On this note, it was amazing to have you with me again, this time on the back of the motorcycle. But I'm sure I'm going to see you next time again as well, when I'm riding myself. Until then, be good, ride safe, and see you the next time. Bye!